Hello guys, welcome to my 7th video tutorial on HTML5, and we will proceed with some more new tool features from CSS3. And in this video I want you guys to change. We had this code from the last video. Let's give class to all the paragraphs. We will use all the 4 paragraphs that we had before, and we can let's take this out and type 1, 2 here. Let's type 1 and here 1 as well. Let's save this. Now I'm going to show you a new selector, which is the asterisk here, like this, and or regular expression, sorry, and this will affect all the classes. Okay, and to give it a property, just type the curly braces and type color blue. What this does basically is will affect everything in the page. You'll see now that all the 4 paragraphs will have color blue. Okay, forgot here the semicolon. Let's save this. Let me run this in Chrome. Okay, and as you can see, here it is. All the 4 paragraphs are in blue. Now I'm going to talk about the non-pseudo classes, which basically in the last video we studied the pseudo classes. Remember, it was like this: B paragraph, and we had the nth, and child. Okay, remember all that. So those are pseudo classes, and the non-pseudo classes are basically how to exclude paragraphs, or how to exclude classes or IDs. Now let me just type this first, so you'll see the example. It will be clearer for you to understand. So just type this colon, not parenthesis, and now let's type the class 1, and now the property that we want to give to all the not. What it means by this is all the classes that are not the 1 class. So all the classes that are not the 1 class will have color red. So basically the not classes are only this one here. Okay, the other 3 are the ones. Okay, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so basically number 2, as you will see, number 2 will have the red class. Okay, so it's pretty simple. It's just to exclude the classes that are not this one here. Okay, so whatever you choose here, you can read this as the not 1 classes will be color red. Okay, if we change this to 2, you'll see that all the ones will have color red. Okay, let's try this, and there it is. Okay, pretty simple. Now I'm going to talk also about some other things. Okay, let's talk about the greater than symbol, which is another selector that you can use. This one here. is, there it is. Okay, so this symbol, what it does is whenever you have a parent, let's say in this case, let's say the body, let's type here a new parent div id equals the big. Let's close it here, save it. Whenever we have a parent which is the ID, let's say what was it called, the big. Okay, this means parent big, and greater than symbol. Now after that we type the child. The child are basically the paragraphs. Okay, and what this does is, let me type this color green. What this will affect is all the paragraphs that are child from the parent big, the ID big. Okay, basically all of these. And let's see if that works. And there it is. Okay, perfect. What we can do as well, for example, let's say we have here P. Let me copy this here and put it here. Okay, you'll see that this will not work. This will not apply to this. The green color will not apply to this one here. Okay, because this is not a child from the div big. Only these ones are. Okay, and as you can see, if I type here, there it is. Okay, not apply to this. So you can use this to this symbol here, greater than, to always select child nodes from parents. Okay, pretty not in simple examples you'll not get much of it, but when you have a large amount of parents and a large amount of sections with a lot of content, you'll see that it's very useful. Okay, this will be very useful to you. Now another rule that I'm going to show you, another selector, is the plus one. The plus selector, what it does is when you use the plus selector, affects always the first, in this case I'm going to use paragraphs, these paragraphs, affects the first line of paragraph, or the first paragraph, right next after the first one. Okay, but let me just do this for you, and let me put this, let us put this on all in one. The class, all the paragraphs will be class 1. Okay, let me take this one out of here. Perfect. Now in here I'm going to type paragraph which is class 1, and this is plus P for paragraph, and here I'm going to type let's say color red. Okay, so what I'm saying here is choose the paragraph with class 1, and the first paragraph right after the paragraph with class 1, the first one, put it in color red. Okay, I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but you'll see right away how it works. So in this case, the first paragraph right after paragraph or class 1 will be this one here. Okay, this is the first one, but I'm saying here right after the first one, so it should be the second one here. So let me just check here. So we see what happens is the next first one, or the next after the first one, is this one here, and this one too. Okay, I'm saying choose, what I'm saying here is choose all the paragraphs right after the first one. Okay, so it chooses this one here, sorry, this one, this one, this one. And remember that all this only applies when it's under the same parent, in this case the ID big. Okay, so this is how it works. It's pretty easy. It sounds confusing at the beginning, but it's pretty easy. You can try it yourself, and you'll get the idea pretty fast. So this is all for now, and if you have any questions, just send me a message or post your questions on the comment section below. See you guys later, and happy coding. Hello guys, welcome to my 8th video tutorial on HTML5, and in this video we will talk about the flexible box model. The flexible box model is a new concept and a new way of creating and putting all the sections of your website together. So we will start a new website. We already did a website from scratch in the 4th video lecture, I think, with all the CSS, and we put all together a website, a simple website. But in this time I'm gonna use a lot of new stuff in CSS3, and I'm also gonna use the flexible box model, which is basically a way for you to have all your sections on your website and be flexible. That will help a lot of putting your site all together in different, let's say, resolutions, or different monitor resolutions, like mobile devices. That will help a lot of that. So let's start right away. So the first thing we will do is make sure you have this code. We'll create a test.html and a style.css. Okay, those two files. Now I'm going to start by creating header. So we will use pretty much the new elements of HTML5, the header, the section, the article, pretty much as we did in the other video. I'm going to give the header an ID of head, and close header. And here let's give h1 and let's type flexible. Let's give this a title, flexible box model. Now down here let's create a navigational bar as well. Let's call this navigation, and let's close this. Now inside it we have to create the UL, close UL, and of course the LIs. Let me copy this. Let's create only 3. That's enough. In between, let me type home. This initially for a website would be links, right? But in this case I'm gonna leave it this way because this is not the objective of the tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna focus the focus of this tutorial is the flexible box model, so I'm gonna leave this these words without being links. Contact. Okay. Now save this. Let's continue down here. Just have to type a section. Oops, sorry. Section. Let's give the section an ID as well. Call it main. Let's call the section close the section, and in here we can start putting the article. Let's close article. And here let's type header. Remember that inside articles we can use headers as well as footers. So let's close header now. Inside a header I'm going to use the H group, okay, to group all the headers, sorry, the H1 and H2 titles. This is H group. So now H1, close H1, and let's give it an H2, H2. Okay, first one would be, let me type article title. This is article subtitle. Now what I'm going to do is even inside the section, what I'm going to do is create a new article, but I don't have much time, so what I'm going to do is copy this and paste it here. Perfect. Now let's change this. Let me type here second article title, second article subtitle. Okay, perfect. Oh yes, I forgot, we have to type, we have to create footers as well. I'm going to create a footer here, pretty much as we did in the first video. In the first video that we created website, we had, I forgot to put here, sorry, not here. After the header, the closing tag of header, we create a paragraph, and let's type this is the article text. Okay, and let's create the footer. Close footer. Let's say here paragraph. Let's say written by Victor. Close paragraph. Now what we have to do is grab this. Okay, the paragraph, this is the article text, and the footer, copy, come down here, and right after header here of the second article, copy, paste it. Okay, so let's save this, and I think we are done. Let me run this in Chrome. Okay, this is what we have for now in the browser. Okay, now it's all very confusing. It's all just, these are, you can think of boxes. All these are boxes. Okay, the articles, all these elements are boxes, and they are basically one on top of another. Now I'm going to show you how we can put this using CSS all together, very different from we used to do in XHTML or in normal CSS. CSS3, I'll show you how you can put this all together pretty fast, and flexible boxes. So whenever you short your browser, they will automatically will be short and flexible boxes too. Okay, that will be pretty useful for mobile devices. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but first just have to type a few little things more in here, like for example the A side. I forgot the A side, which is going to be a side navigation bar. Let me type here A side. Let me give an ID equal side. Let's call it side box. And inside here, let's type h2. Let's give here, this is going to be the news section, and let's type Victor is back, something like that. Okay, now the footer. Okay, let's type the footer. Close footer. Oh, the footer, let's give it an ID of the copyright, and here you can type like we usually do in a lot of websites, copyright. Let me type here, click Academy 2012. Now let me save this, and I think we are done. Oh no, we still have to type here. I'm going to create divs to wrap it up, to wrap some sections of the website. So the first div I'm going to create, it's the wrapper, just right next to the body. So I'm going to wrap it up everything inside the website. Div ID, in here I'm going to type wrapper, and this I'm going to close this right here. Okay, to wrap it up. So I'm going to wrap it up everything, and the next thing I'm going to wrap is the section, which is in here, and this I'm going to call this div ID equals new, and I'm going to close this in just right here before the footer. Okay, in here, close div after the A side. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Let me save this, and we are done in this video. In the next video, we will continue with start with the style.css. Okay, we will start doing the new CSS properties that I told you about. So that's it, and see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial on HTML5, and we will proceed in this video with the style.css. We will style our website that we've created with all the new elements in the last video. So let's go to style.css. If you don't have a file like this, just create a file called style.css. And the first thing we will do, and we already talked about this in other video, is called the asterisk symbol here, and this basically means that I want to apply to all the web page these properties I'm going to type now. Okay, and I'm going to type margin 0 pixels and padding 0 pixels. This is a very important thing you should do every time you start a web page. Okay, Now here I'm gonna type another another thing, and some selectors, which are basically the new elements of HTML5 that we are using in the web page, which is the header, the section, the footer, the A side, the nav, the article, and the H group. Okay, and the properties I'm going to give to this is display in block. And what this property does is basically grab all the new elements and put them in block, which means it will style them one under the other. Okay, it will block them it will put them like a block in your web page. Okay, so make sure you do that. Now the next one is body. Let's give some properties to the body. And the first thing I'm going to do is width. Width here and 100. I forgot to mention as well, this display block will also avoid a lot of problems with non-compatible browsers of HTML5. And now that I'm talking about incompatibilities, I want to say to you that a lot of properties in CSS3, a lot of new properties that I'm going to use now, are not compatible with other browsers other than Chrome. Okay, because remember, this is still in development. A lot of CSS3 properties are in development still. Okay, but Chrome is the only browser that have implemented already all the features of CSS3 and HTML5. So I advise you and recommend you to use Chrome. Okay. Now in the body section, you'll have to type width 100%, and this is very you have to type this property always if you want to use flexible boxes in your web page. Okay, make sure you remember that. Now display, here we're going to give now a new property, which is the Webkit and box. Okay, now what this is basically this is saying that we want to implement some a new kit, okay, with to use flexible boxes. Basically, this is saying to the Chrome browser that we want to use the kit of tools and that we need to use the flexible box. Okay, so make sure you type this as well whenever you need to type or to create flexible boxes. Now after that, we type Webkit and box pack. Okay, and here what this does is basically grab all the flexible boxes as a pack, and what we want to give it as a property is center. And basically what this will do is center all our website. Remember that we used to do that margin 0 auto to center all our website. So in this case, this will center all your website, because we are saying here, grab all the boxes as a pack and center them, okay, in the body. So let's proceed. Let's check it out how it's going right now in our website. Oops, sorry. Just a second. Let us run this in Chrome. Okay, as you can see, all is centered. Okay, we have all the elements centered in the middle of our web page, and we have this as a block as well, one beneath the other. Now we still need a lot of properties to make it more presentable as a website. So let's proceed. Let's go to style.css. Now the next thing I'm gonna type is the div wrapper. Okay, in the div wrapper I want to give a maximum width of 1000 pixels, and let's give it a margin 20 pixels, 0 pixels, and display is Webkit box. Remember that this means that whenever we have a parent with or a div that inside we will use flexible boxes, we will need to type this. Okay, otherwise the flexible boxes will not work. Okay, so inside the wrapper and inside the body, all the parent sections or div, the parent should have all the Webkit box display. Okay, so Webkit box, and now let's type another Webkit box, and this is a new feature which is Orient, and this what we'll do is either you want the boxes oriented in vertical or horizontally. So I want them vertical. Okay, remember that the wrapper is in here, and what it has inside it is the header, the nav, and it has also the section here. Okay, and the A side as well. So let's save this. Let's type vertical there, and here I'm going to type Webkit box, and this is how we can say to the div, or in this case is a div, ID div. This is how we say we want this to be flexible. Okay, so pay attention, we type flex. Okay, and now to say if we want that flexible or not flexible, we type 1 for flexible or 0 for non-flexible. Okay, so let's type 1. I want this to be a flexible box. Save it, and let's run this and see how it's going. Okay, for now we have all this, but the problem is that we don't have any borders or limits to see how the flexible box works. So let's proceed and style this a little bit more. Let's type now the head, which is this one here. Where is it? Here. Okay, the header, which has the ID head, and this is going to be background. The background color, let's give it this orange or whatever color you want. Let's give the header a border of 2 pixel solid. Let's give it a black, and let's give it a padding of 20 pixels. Okay, now the next thing I want to give properties to is the article. Okay, so the article, let's get some properties here. The article, let's give it a border 1 pixel solid black, and display Webkit box, padding of 10 pixels, margin 10 pixel margin, and here let's give Webkit Box Orient vertical, and here Webkit Box flexible, yes. Okay, now let's save this. Now the next one is navigation. Let's give it a border of red, background yellow, can be yellow, and that's pretty much it. The navigation LI, let's give it a display inline block. The list style none, and padding 3 pixels. Okay, now let's save this and let's see how it's going in the browser. Okay, perfect. It's a little bit more presentable, as you can see, and as you'll see, we have the flexibility, as you can see, in the boxes. As you can see in the borders here, I'm pushing the Chrome browser, I'm shorting it, and it comes down to the limit as I'm shorting the browser. Okay, pretty cool. This will be pretty useful for, let's say, mobile phones, and let's say you have a monitor in your mobile device, pretty small, so you will see like this. Okay, it will be bigger automatically and flexible as the monitor resolution enlarges. Okay, now we still have a problem here, which is this the news section, which I'm going to put them right here. Okay, remember that in the old CSS we used a float left, float to the right to put a column in the right of your web page. I'm going to show you how to do a lot simpler than we did in normal CSS, how to put a column in here, and I'm going to show you right now how to do that. Just a second. Now navigation LI. Now let me grab the div ID new, and let's give it a display, which is the Webkit. Remember, we have to, whenever you have or you want to have flexible boxes inside a div, you have to type in that div, or the parent div, you have to type this, okay, Webkit box. Otherwise the flexible boxes will not work. Now Webkit box orient horizontal. Okay, so this is how we will create the the news section. This is how we will put the box in the right section of our web page. Okay, because we are saying here orient the boxes inside the div new, which is this one here. Okay, where we have the sections, Okay, orient them as in horizontal. Okay, so let me save this. Already saved. As you will see now, if we go here to Chrome and click here, you'll see, and there it is. Okay, you see that already the box, which is the new section. I don't have a border yet. I'm gonna place a border, but the box, which is the new section, is already horizontally with the other boxes. Okay, so this is a lot faster and easier to put a column, okay, on the left or on the right side of your div. Okay, other than a lot better than doing all that float left, float right. Okay, so this is how we do it in CSS3. Now I'm gonna grab now. Next one is the main. Let me give a border of 1 pixel, solid black. This video is going to take a little longer, but I want to finish all in this video. So sorry for being such a large video, but we'll get pretty much the idea of how all this works, and the knowledge you'll get, it's pretty awesome. So now we will do flex. I want this to be flexible as well. The main section or the main div. Oops, this is not 1 pixel. It's 1. And let's give a padding of 30 pixels. Now here it's the A side I want to use. Where is it? A side or the side box? Div side box. Okay, so this will be border on pixel solid green. And now what I'm going to do is, let me just save this. As you can see, this is the section of the news. I've pretty much gave these two boxes the property being flexible. Okay, so as you can see, if I short this, you'll see that those boxes are flexible, and they pretty much automatically are in the size of the browser, either if I short the browser or enlarge the browser. Okay, the one that is pretty static is this right box here, the news box. So this is a pretty good technique that we will use, and you can use in your websites to have this side column with fixed width, and then the middle columns or the middle sections will have will be flexible. Okay, as you can see here, you can try it on your own browser in Chrome. Okay, and why is this? Because let's say we have in this left side we have it's pretty I'm gonna put a width a little bit larger there, so let's give it a width of 230 pixels, and let's give it a padding of 10 pixels and a margin of 10 pixels as well. Okay, and let me save this, and let me go back to this, refresh. Okay, there it is. Okay, as you can see, the only thing that changes size automatically is the flexible boxes, which are these ones here in the middle, and this is pretty much the width is blocked and it's always the same. Now this is pretty useful when you have, let's say, add-ons to put in here. So it's the add-on should be always with the same size. We will not enshort the ads in your website, otherwise will be pretty crappy. So this is a cool way to make a static or a static size limit section for ads and a flexible section for the articles. Okay, so you can see, pretty cool, huh? Okay, so let's proceed, and to finish we just have to type the ID, which is the footer, which was ID copy right. Let's give here text align center, padding 20 pixels, border top 1 pixel solid black, and margin, let's give a margin top 20 pixels. Okay, that's it. Let's see how it's presented, and refresh, and okay, we have a problem here. It's not copyright. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's run this in Chrome. Okay, refresh, and there it is. Okay, this is the website, and as you can see, this is what you can do with flexible boxes. Okay, it's a new way of design, and with HTML5, and it's pretty cool, and will be pretty useful for you in the future designing websites. Now this is all for now. If you have any questions or comments, post your questions in the section below or send me a private message. Okay, bye guys. Hello guys, welcome to my 10th video tutorial on HTML5, and in this video we'll start learning what is reversing the box order. So let's jump straight away to your test.html. You can delete all the sections. Probably you have the test.html with all those sections that we did from the last video from the website with the flexible box model. So delete all that, just leave your test.html like this. And the style.css, you can delete all that as well. So the first thing is, let's create a section ID equal, let's call this parent, and here let's close section. Now this is going to be another div, and let me create here child1 and close div, and here we can call this child1 as well. Let me copy this, and let's create 4 of them. Now let's change this to 2, 3, 4, and here as well 2, 3, 4. Let's save this. Okay, and now let's go to style.css. Now the first thing we're going to do in CSS is, let me style this a little bit, the section parent. So parent, let me give a border of, let me first check this out in Chrome, and where is it? Let me check this in Chrome. And here it is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's go to style. Let's give this a border of 1 pixel solid black, and solid black, and also here let's type display and Webkit Box, and here Webkit Box Orient. So remember this from the last video. Okay, this is to call the kit box. Okay, so we will use properties of the either the flexible box and other properties that we can use in CSS3. So this is basically to say I want to use the tools of the kit box or the Webkit box, and this is the property that I want to use, Webkit Box Orient. Okay, and this is to say that if I want to orient the boxes in vertically or horizontally. So I want to use them horizontal. Okay, and remember we had kit 1, kit 2, kit 3 vertically, and if you go now and run it, just a second, if you go now and run it, you'll see that you have them horizontally. Okay, as we did, or as we put it in the property of the WebKit. Okay, pretty cool. So let's proceed. Let's give a property to the first child, which is let me see, child 1. Okay, so child 1, give some properties here to child 1. Let's give it a border 1 pixel solid green, and let's give a background of yellow, and let's give it a padding 20 pixels and margin of 10 pixels. Now let's grab all this, copy, and do it for the rest of them, for child 2, child 3, and child 4. Okay, let's save this and let's refresh. Okay, there it is. Okay, now we have the 4 childs, okay, horizontally, and I'm going to show you how you can, with a simple property, change and reverse the order. Okay, instead of being 1, 2, 3, 4, we will reverse them and put in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, with a simple property. Okay, so let's go to the parent, and here let's type Webkit Box Direction, which is a new property of the Webkit. And now you can either use normal, which is the normal that it's already there, 1, 2, 3, 4, the normal order, or you can reverse them with this simple word, reverse. Okay, and how awesome this is gonna be for your future projects when you have to change a lot of sections or reverse the sections. Instead of having to change all the properties and change a lot of code in the CSS, we just have you just have to put this, and you'll pretty much see how now I'm going to refresh, and boom, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, awesome. Awesome CSS3 and HTML5 technology that it will be a lot and very, very useful for you in your future web projects. Okay, so this is what is called the reversing box order, and the next video we will learn some more cool stuff. Okay, so see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to my 11th video tutorial on HTML5, and we will proceed with more properties, some more new properties we can give to the 4 boxes we've created so far from the last video. Okay, so these are the boxes we've learned from the last video how to reverse the order from the boxes with a simple property, and I'm going to show you now how you can give whatever order you want or a custom order you want to the box. So let's say I want the child 4 in position 2 and the child 2 in position 4. So pretty much a custom position that you can give to whatever box or section of your web page you want, or div in this case. So imagine in a project when you have different sections or divs positioned in your web page, and then you can give whatever positioning or change whatever position with a simple property in CSS3. Okay, pretty cool, and will be pretty useful. Instead of it will save you a lot of time instead of coding all the all CSS to positioning a new order on your divs. Just a simple property will change the position of your div. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing you have to do is let's go in here, child 1, and let's type Webkit Box Ordinal Group. Okay, and now you type the number of the order that you want. Okay, it's pretty simple, but for that I have to take the reverse direction out of the parent. Okay, now I want the child 1 to be in position 2. Now let me save this, copy. I want the child 2 to be in position 1. I want the 3 to be in position 4, and this one here in position 3. Okay, so let's check this out. Okay, here it is. If I refresh, there it is. Boom. Child 2, child 1, child 4, child 3. All the custom is the custom positioning that we've ordered and created here is what appears in the browser. So it works perfectly. Okay, so this is going to be pretty useful for you to order your sections or your divs in your web page. Okay, now let's say I want to center all of them in the middle. So to do that, you have another property, pretty simple. Let's give first here a width of 800 pixels and save it. And after width, you type Webkit Box Pack and here center. Okay, and this will center all the pack, the boxes. In this case, the 4 boxes we've created, or the 4 divs. So let me run this in Chrome, refresh, and there it is. Okay, with a simple property, we can center all these divs. Now you can also type here end, and what this will do, as you'll see, is push them all to the end of the parent section, which is the ID parent, this one here, and we'll push them all to the left, sorry, to the right side. Okay, as you can see, if you want to turn back to the beginning, you type start and refresh, and there it is. Okay, so you have start to be at the left side, center, and end to be at the right side of the section or the div. Now I'm going to give you another example of and pretty clear example of a flexbox in this case. Okay, I'm going to put one of these boxes, let's say this one here, as a flexible box, and you will see what will happen. Let me take the ordinal group out, this out, and okay, let me save this and let me refresh it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 3, I'm gonna give number 3, this number 3, flexible. I'm gonna put this as a flexible box, and let's see what happens. So child 3, let's give it a Webkit box, and remember the flexible box is with this property flex and 1. Okay, 1 for flexible, 0 for not flexible. Okay, now you'll see what happens if we give a flexible box or one of those boxes the flexible property, and I'm going to show you. There it is. Okay, automatically it covers all the width of the parent. Okay, the child tree automatically is covering all the section that we've created as a parent. Okay, now most of you guys probably are asking, what about it's flexible and it covers all the size of the parent, but what about if I short the browser? It doesn't do that automatically. It doesn't get smaller as the resolution of the browser, as we saw before in the other example. That's because the parent, okay, which is this line here, this border black, the parent section has a width already. Let me check it out. Let's take this start out, and this width 800 pixels. If we take it out and turn back here, you'll see that now it works. Okay, so now we have a pretty flexible box in the middle, as you can see. Pretty cool. And that's basically it. This is all for this video, and if you have any questions or comments, just post it in the comment section below or send me a private message if you have any doubts. See you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to my 12th video tutorial on HTML5, and hope you guys are ready for some more new properties and more new stuff on CSS3 and HTML5. I'm going to show you a pretty cool feature that we already basically learned how it works, which is the Webkit And as you can see, I'm using the pretty much the code that we did in the last video from the boxes that we've created and all that. So in the CSS file, let's go here and create box, Webkit Box, and flex. And remember that we've created only the third one as a flexible box. Now what I'm going to do is create all of them as flexible, or put them all as flexible. So let me copy this. Copy, put him here and in here. Okay, so let's check it out. This how is it going? Let me run this in Chrome. Okay, there it is. Okay, so now they are all the four are flexible, and as you can see, they stretch and enlarge as I move the browser. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to show you other thing you can do to change. Let's change child 2. I'm going to enlarge by default the position, or the width of child 2 with the property flex. And to do that, let's go to child 2, which is here. And if you go here, instead of 1, type 2. Okay, so remember that 0 means no flexibility at all, 1 means flexible, and 2, what it means, it means flexible, but by the width of 2. What that means, as you will see, let me refresh this, and basically what this do is doubles the size. Okay, so we have child 1, child 2 pretty a little bit bigger than the others, child 3 and child 4. You can also change this and type 3 or 4 or 5. Let's try it with 3. Let's go here, refresh, there it is, a little bit more bigger. Okay, so it calculates and divides it by 3, and but it has to be even to cover equally all the parent size. Okay, and it still is flexible, as you can see. Now, as you probably imagine, this will be pretty useful for your web page and sections of your web page. Instead of giving widths, you will give a size of 3 or 4 or 5. Let's see 5 how it's going. Yeah, pretty cool, and it's flexible. So as you enlarge your browser or you short your browser, it's flexible all the time. Okay, pretty cool. You can change the others as well. So let's give this a 2. If you go here, refresh, there it is. Okay, so this is another very awesome property of CSS3 you can use. Okay, and it will save you a lot of time if you want to resize your sections or your divs in your web page. So now I'm going to show you another cool property, which is the vertical align. So to do that, let's give the parent some height of let's say 400 pixels, and let me check that out. Okay, as you can see, it automatically covers, it's flexible, so it covers all the size. So I'm gonna give some width to fixed width to the child's. So let me go here and let me give width of 100 pixels. Copy 100 pixels, 100 pixels, and 100 pixels. And let's go back to the browser, and if I refresh, okay, something is wrong. 100 pixels. Oh yeah. Okay, so sorry, this is not width, is height. Height 100 pixels. So let me just copy this. Height here, height, and another height. Okay. So let's go back here, refresh. Okay, there it is. So and let me take this out here, 5, and put a 1 in there, and here a 1, so everything is equal. Refresh. Okay, perfect. Now, as you can see, we have the border. It's the border, the parent div. It's 400 pixels of height. And what about if I want to center these vertically in the middle? Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that in a simple way, and it's pretty easy. So in the parent, after height, let's type Webkit here, box, align, and type center. Okay, so if we go now to the browser and refresh it, boom, there it is. Child 1, 2, 3, all centered in the middle, just with a simple box align property. Okay, pretty cool. So another property you can give, or another value, is the end. Okay, and this obviously will do is send all, as you can see here, it will send all the boxes to the bottom of the page. Okay, if you want to turn them back up, I think it's start. I'm not sure. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just send me a message, or post your comments or questions in the section below. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye.